was a dark and stormy night. The wind howled through the trees, and the rain pounded against the windows of the old abandoned mansion. Everyone in town knew about the mansion and the stories that surrounded it. It was said that the mansion was cursed, and that anyone who entered it would never return. Despite the warnings, a group of teenagers decided to investigate the mansion. They had heard rumors of hidden treasures inside, and they wanted to see for themselves. They entered through the old wrought iron gate and walked up the overgrown path to the front door. As they pushed open the door, a gust of wind blew past them, and the door slammed shut behind them. Inside the mansion, everything was old and covered in dust. The wallpaper was peeling, the furniture was torn and rotting, and cobwebs hung from the ceiling. The teenagers explored the first floor, but found nothing of interest. As they made their way up the creaky staircase to the second floor, they heard strange noises coming from above. They cautiously climbed the stairs, and as they reached the top, they saw a figure standing in front of them. It was a tall, dark figure, with glowing red eyes. The teenagers froze in fear, not knowing what to do. The figure began to approach them, and as it got closer, they could hear it breathing heavily. Suddenly, the figure lunged at them, and they all ran in different directions. One of the teenagers ran into a room and closed the door behind him. He could hear the figure banging on the door, trying to break it down. He looked around the room, and saw a small window. He knew it was his only chance to escape. He climbed onto the windowsill and squeezed through the window. As he made his way down the side of the mansion, he could hear the screams of his friends. He looked up and saw the figure standing in one of the windows, watching him as he escaped. The teenager ran back to town and told everyone what had happened. The police investigated the mansion, but found nothing. They assumed it was just a prank, and that the teenagers had made up the story. Years later, a group of ghost hunters decided to investigate the mansion. They had heard the stories, and wanted to see if there was any truth to them. As they entered the mansion, they heard strange noises coming from above. They cautiously climbed the stairs, and as they reached the top, they saw a figure standing in front of them. It was the same, tall, dark figure with glowing red eyes. The ghost hunters tried to run, but the figure was too fast. They were never seen again, and the mansion remains abandoned to this day. The legend of the cursed mansion lives on, and people still talk about the dark figure that lurks inside.